Hi, everybody. Raylene Osberg here for Naptime Nuggets number 21. I'm super excited to be here, and I want you to join me as we look at how to stop yelling and also stop kids from yelling. What are we going to do today? We're going to look at how to stop yelling, but not only for yourself, but for the children in your care. And it could be young children, medium children, or teenagers even. It could even be with a partner. How can you get others to stop yelling, but how can you also manage it yourself? We're going to look at that today, because if we want young children and teenagers to act in ways that are really, really useful and helpful when they get super upset, we need to do it. So let's start with us. So I remember when my child was 3 years old, and she was so frustrated because she wanted to do something I wouldn't let her do. And I continued to say no. She continued to protest and scream and fall apart. And finally, I'm like, knock it off, calm down. Do you think this calmed her down at all? No, of course it didn't. But there I am, just so frustrated at the end of my rope, just yelling at my child because I couldn't handle my emotions anymore. And so she's yelling back at me, you calm down. We're yelling back and forth. And my husband says, I have 2 3-year-olds. I knew I needed to do something about my yelling. I really, really, really was committed to not yell. But yet some days I did. So I started to think about and learn about why not to yell at your kids all the time. And it really started to set me toward a future of not yelling as much. If my daughters are watching this right now, they will tell you I still might yell on occasion. So I'm not perfect. This isn't about being perfect, but it's about finding a way for you to handle the yelling. A secret, I'm going to give it to you, so you can handle, sorry. What am I going to give you today? I am giving you the secret to avoiding yelling yourself, but also to make it so kids don't yell, whether they're toddlers, 8-year-olds, teenagers, or even older. So the number one trick is going to be to have a goal, because if I don't have a goal set, I'm not going to do it. So if I think, you know what, I can yell at my kids if I want to, I'm going to yell more. So first you have to set a goal. You are not going to do it. And this is self-control. In order for kids or adults to have more self-control, you need to have a goal. So if I don't care about how much I eat, then I'm going to eat as much as I want. So I need to set a goal if I want to have a healthy eating plan. I have to do the same thing with yelling. So set a goal. I'm not going to yell at my children. Never, not ever. Will you sometimes yell? Yes, you will maybe sometimes yell if you're anything as intense as I am. But you will yell less. But so what we're going to talk about is, what do you do on that day when you're so frustrated, you've had a really hard day, your child or the children you care for do one more thing and you've had it. You're going to flip your lid. What can you do in that moment? I have a secret for you. And then we'll talk about how can you teach children to have the same way of doing it so that they can also learn to not yell. Are you guys ready? Who do we have here today? We have Aaliyah, Angela. Oh, Tammy, welcome, Hannah. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are all here, because I need your information too. I'm going to share a couple top strategies, and then I want to hear from you. So when you are dealing with young children who are pushing your buttons, what is the secret so that you can avoid yelling and do something that's really helpful, that's going to help them behave and listen to your message? The deal is this. In that moment where that last thing happens and you're so upset you're going to lose it, the secret is the pause. What? What am I talking about? The pause. The pause is a chance for your brain, your thinking brain, your neocortex right here behind your eyebrows, to catch up to the emotional part of your brain. So as Dan Siegel in No Drama Discipline talks about, we have this reptilian center of our brain, the emotional part of our brain, and that's the reactive part, the part that yells when we get really upset. And then we have the thinking part. When we get more and more stressed out, we might flip our lid, and that's when we yell or scream, something like that. That's also when kids yell and scream and something like that. The younger kids might hit or kick or bite or something like that. So we want to help them learn to bring themselves back online so that they don't scream, yell, and hit, right? That's the idea. So what happens in the pause is you flipped your lid, you give yourself 10 seconds to bring your thinking brain back online. Dan Siegel calls it the hand model of the brain. So literally you give yourself 10 seconds before you respond, and it will take the grrr out of it all. But the trick is, what do you do in that 10 seconds? You don't walk away and think, I hate you, you're awful. That's just going to escalate, right? So you walk away and you do something that calms you down. So I want you to think about, for you, in that 8-10 seconds, what can you do that's going to help yourself bring that brain back online? If you can think of something, I want you to type it in the box. Hey, Tammy, hi, I'm so glad you're here. My top support people all gathered together. I just love it. So what is something, think about when you flipped your lid and you want to just scream at your kids, but instead you're going to walk away and you're going to take a pause so you can get your brain back online. What are some things you can do? Type them in the box. Because the thing is, this is going to give us insight into what we can do with young children to help them also control themselves, get a little bit of self-control. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to type in the box, what do you do to bring your brain back online and to help yourself calm in that moment you flipped your lid? What do you do? While you're writing your answer, let me tell you, last night we did the kickoff of promoting self-control. It's an online webinar, super interactive and fun. People said they even like it better than in person, which to me is just crazy. But we had such a good time. So what I'm going to do, I have one more coming up of promoting self-control in young children. And then I have another one that's more tools for promoting self-control. And I'm going to give away 3 free entries into that online class. So I'll tell you in a little bit about how to get in on that drawing. So what do you guys do? Wiggle, shake, and blow. Oh, what a great idea. Get your, just shake it out. Or you might take a deep breath, blow it out. Grab a glass of water. Yes, get a drink. Your mouth is full so you can't yell. That's funny, Amy. Vicky also gets a drink of water. Yes, I like to do a gesture, like I'll, and I'll kind of shake it out. That helps me a little bit. You can also do something silly like, it's hard to do something like that and stay really mad. You can also, as odd as this feels, smile. Smiling helps your brain get back online. So walking away is a huge part of the picture, right? So I taught my kids all about this, how to get really upset and then do something to calm yourself before you act. So here I am. I'm really mad at my teenager. She's 16 years old. She's made a promise she's not keeping. I'm so mad. I'm so frustrated. I started swearing. Do you know what she said to me? Mom, you need to walk away. She was right. She was right. So in that moment that you really feel like yelling, you can walk away and then do something to bring your brain back online so you're having a helpful response. Now, do you want to know what we do with kids? So we can control ourselves. We can have the utmost focus. But what do we do to get young children to stop yelling, hitting, kicking, screaming? So in Promote Self-Control, we talk a lot more about this and tips and tools to help young children learn what they need to learn so that they don't do those negative behaviors that drive us crazy. But today, what I want you to think about is that with kids, they're going to also experience this emotional hijack. They're going to also get where they've had enough. They're fed up. They can't take it anymore. And then, blah, they flip their lid and they start yelling, screaming, something like that. So what can we do to help a child in that really difficult moment that they're in? One of it is you figure out what they can do. So if a child is so upset they want to yell or so excited they want to scream, what can they do? Oh, you actually laughed and that helped, huh? Amy. Turn on some music and move. That is a great way. So there's a couple things. First of all, if you want young children to stop yelling and be able to control themselves, first you're going to do it, which we just talked about. But also when you model that behavior, staying calm, Call it out. Notice how it is that you're feeling. Wow, I'm feeling really tense. I'm feeling really upset. I need to do something to calm down. This is with younger kids, so they can really understand what you're saying. I'm going to walk away and shake it out and wiggle. There, I feel a little better. So you're going to take a moment to notice how you're feeling, do something to bring the intensity back down, and then that child is going to be watching you like, oh, that's what you do. So it's going to go more in their brain. They're going to get it and be more likely to do it if they've seen you do it. But if you just do it, they might not get it as well as if you call attention to it. So again, first notice what it is that you're feeling. Wow, I'm getting so mad at you. You're also giving them a warning. I'm getting so mad at you. I'm getting so tense and so upset. And then say what you're going to do about it. Prompt about what you're going to do when you're really upset. I'm going to walk away and take a deep breath so I can calm down. I think that's helping, right? So you're going to call out what you're doing. When you see the child getting really upset, you do the same thing. Wow, you look really tense. You look really stressed. You look like you might want to scream. What can you do instead? You can ask them a question, wait, watch, listen, or you can say a verbal prompt. What they found in their research is young children who are lacking self-control are actually likely to be able to regain control if they see positive models of other people doing it. And then also, if they get a verbal prompt, something to remind them of what they can do in that intense moment. So you see a child, they're getting really upset, and you say, oh, you look really upset, like you want to yell. Instead, you can say, I'm mad, or I'm frustrated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the box to this wonderful article that I found. And what this is it's 10 proven methods to help stop your children from yelling and stop you from yelling at your kids. It has great ideas in here. I just love it. And the very one that really stuck with me is this idea of getting together with kids that are 3 and older and making a list of what you can do instead. Put it on your refrigerator, practice it, talk about it, think about it. If you were at work and you got really upset, but you didn't yell, share it with your kids. I felt so mad today. I want to tell my boss, no, I quit, but I didn't do it. Instead, I went to the bathroom and took a drink of water. Like some of you said, was a strategy that would work or help you calm down. And so as you're telling that story, they're thinking, oh, that's something I could do too. So make a list together, and they have lots of ideas in that article of what you can do and your child can do when they're feeling really upset. At the end of the day, all of us get upset sometimes. All of us, every single one of us, adults and kids, all of us lose it at some point. We are human. We are human. So be easy on yourself. Take it easy on your children, but set that goal of not yelling. Set the goal of looking for the pause, right? You feel yourself, oh, I'm going to yell. Take a pause, walk away, and take a deep breath. Do something that's going to help you calm down. And then model for your children and explain to your children what they can do when they're feeling really upset and wanting to yell. If you do find that you yelled at some point, forgive yourself. But go back and apologize. It's going to be very powerful to process later and say, you know, that wasn't okay to yell at you last night. That wasn't okay. It's not okay for people to yell at other people. I'm really sorry. Next time I'm going to work harder to walk away and take deep breaths. It's very hard for me to apologize ever. It might be for you too. But those moments are very impactful in teaching kids empathy, that everybody makes mistakes, and that, you know what? We'll be okay. We just need to work together, set our goals, identify what it is that we can do instead of yelling, and we will all do better. Thank you so much, everyone, those who were able to join me today. If you have any further questions or want any more information, I'll be around for a little bit. Otherwise, here's your Naptime Nuggets, number 21. We're going to be actually focusing on building self-esteem and self-confidence and other tips and tools for helping kids learn self-control over the next few weeks. So join me for the next 10 weeks. Every single Wednesday at 1:30, I will be here to give you tips and tools that you can apply today to help lower your stress and increase your joy when you're caring for young children. So thank you so much, those who came in and out, saying hello, picking up what tips you can pick up, and for those childcare providers and parents who join me every Naptime Nuggets to support this work that we're doing and to learn together. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day.